Aloha there, and we're back to calendar talk. So, after looking through a bunch of worldwide calendars and where it's been used around the world, current usage of civil calendars in the world, some countries use additional calendar not listed here that determine holidays and other traditions, for example, the Chinese or Islamic calendars. The primary practical use of a calendar is to identify dates, to be informed about or to agree on the future event, and to record any event that has happened. So, skimming through all this, agricultural, civil, religious, or social reasons are the reason why calendars are used, along with pretty much recording things like planting, the harvesting, religious, civil holidays. Also, when it comes to business accounting periods, pretty much right here. And then, furthermore, there's more things. Also, a calendar may, by identifying a day, provide other useful information about the day, such as its season. So, yeah, calendars are also used to help people manage their personal schedules, times, and activities, particularly when individuals have numerous work, school, and family commitments. Multiple systems, people both use business and family, along with the overcommitment of time. Timekeeping system, date, time. In the modern world, timekeepers can show time, date, and weekday. Some may also show the lunar phase. So, there's a lot of reasons why people use calendars and, to keep track on things. For the Gregorian, oh wait, Gregorian. The Gregorian calendar is the de facto international standard and is used almost everywhere in the world for civil purposes. Okay. Alright. The widely used solar aspect is a cycle of leap days in a 400-year cycle designed to keep the duration of the year aligned with the solar year. There is a lunar aspect which approximates the position of the moon during the year and is used in the calculation of the date of Easter. Each Gregorian year has either 365 or 366 days, the leap year being inserted as 29th February, amounting to an average Gregorian year of 365.2425 days, compared to a solar year of 365.2422 days. It's just a variation when it comes to a day, when it comes to lunar, solar, and all that jazz. The calendar was introduced in 1582 as a refinement to the Julian calendar, which had been in use throughout the European Middle Ages, amounting to a 0.002% correction in the length of the year. During the earlier modern period, its adoption was widely limited to Roman Catholic nations, but by the 19th century, it had become widely adopted for the sake of convenience in international trade. The last European country to adopt it was Greece in 1923. Oh wow. I thought it would have been way later. And especially not a country that has some influence. I figure like some other country, like let's say one of the Polynesian countries, just because its formation. Or I guess they're just not counting to that because initially when new nations were propped up, they just standardized everything that people have used, like modern, the Middle Eastern and African countries, from sparing away from either the British or the French Empire. But I take it when it comes to Greece, they had a different form of calendar until they changed it. The calendar Apache used by the Gregorian calendar is inherited by the medieval convention established by Donios Igus and associated with the Julian calendar. The year number is various, given as AD for Anno Dominion or CE for Common Era or Christian Era. Anno Domini or Domini. Domini. Yeah, I'm just gonna say Anno Domini for for the sake of just being speaking English and saying it in the most English way ever, even though it's Latin. All right, religious. The the most important use of pre-modern calendars is keeping track of the liturgical. Was it liturgical year? Liturgical year and the observation of religious feast days. While the Gregorian calendar is motivated calculation of the Eastern date is yeah. Yeah, I think I'll just skim all through this. With an accent. Use as the de facto standard when it comes to the Eastern date. Remaining several calendars they use for religious purposes. Western Christian liturgical calendars are based on the cycle of the Roman Rite of the Catholic Church and generally use the liturgical seasons of Advent, Christmas, Ordinary Time, time as Epiphany, Lent, Easter, and Ordinary Time, time after Pentecost. Some Christian calendars do not include Ordinary Time, and every day falls into a denominated season. Eastern Christians, including the Orthodox Church, use the Julian calendar. Alright, it was particular for religious reasons. The Islamic calendar, the Hijra calendar, is a lunar calendar consisting of 12 lunar months in a year of 354 or 355 days. Alright. The seasonal relation is repeated approximately every 33 Islamic years. I'm referring to the variation things. Yeah, because I'm like reading through this and I'm still sort of understanding. So, but not all of this. Various Hindu calendars remain in the use in the Indian subcontinent, including the Nepali calendars, Bengali calendars, Malayalam calendars, Tamil calendars, Vikaram, Salvat, used in northern India, and what was that Shalevahana calendar in the Deccan states. Alright, for the looks like when it comes to the Tamil calendar, I take it because of Tamil culture, they really have their own history, their own things to look into while people are living around that region. Yeah, strange that me learning about a random state in India, I later learned more about it after just looking at calendars in general and just reading about them. Interesting. It just shows how the world is entangled. Everything circles by. Most of the Hindu calendars are inherited by the system first enacted in Vendanganga Goistisha of Lagadaha. Alright. The Hebrew calendar is used by Jews worldwide for religious and cultural affairs, also influences civil matters in Israel, such as national holidays. It can be used business dealings, such as the dating of chickweas. Followers of the Baha'i faith use the Baha'i calendar. The Baha'i calendar, also known as the Badi calendar, was first established by the Badi in the Kitaba Asama. The Baha'i calendar is also purely a solar calendar and comprises 19th months, each having 19th days. Alright. So you have national. So you have the religious parts, where, what is it? A Hindu almanac for the year 1871 through 2nd from Rashna Library of Congress Asian Division. Oh, okay, so Library of Congress, okay, so in the United States, they actually have a artifact. Cool. Okay, there's no more pictures. Go through, there's that one. Alright, so religious, there's also national. National. The Chinese, Hebrew, Hindu, and Julian calendars are widely used for religious and social purposes. Now, there's plenty of other calendars used. After I'll refer to this one, there's a lot more than the four I just read. But it seems like they have this because, boy oh boy, there's a lot of people in the world who have Chinese, Hindu heritage. Now, for the Hebrew, I just take it because of how many diaspora groups are in the world who has, was it Hebrew descendancy or Jewish descendancy. And the Julian calendars, well, it seems like it is something a bunch of countries have because they used to follow them before until they standardized everything to a Gregorian calendar. But looking at the Julian calendar, there's only like a, was it 0.002% in a change between that. It's more accurate, the Gregorian calendar, but there's not much difference. So historically, there is plenty of importance to it. So, yeah, you have the Iranian Persian calendar is used in Iran and some parts of Afghanistan. The Assyrian calendar is used by the members of the Assyrian community in the Middle East, mainly Iraq, Syria, Turkey, and Iran. Interesting. So this also includes Turkey. And I also wonder about other communities around the world, like diasporas. But I take it there's not many then compared to them still living around that general region. So yeah, the first year of calendars exactly was 47, 50 years prior to the start of the Gregorian calendar. The Ethiopian calendar, or the Ethiopic calendar, is the principal calendar used in Ethiopia and Eritrea, with the Amromo calendar also in use in some areas. In neighboring Somalia, the Somalian calendar coexists alongside the Gregorian and Islamic calendars. In Thailand, where the Thai Sol calendar is used, the months and days have adopted the Western standard, although the years are still based on the traditional Buddhist calendar. So when it comes to national, state by state, some people from different cultures, especially the whole Assyrian thing. But I take it that, what is it? There's a history in between diaspora groups that have some community government around that general area. Now you have physical. A physical calendar generally means the counting year of a government or business. It is due to the use for budgeting, keeping accounts, and taxation. It is a set of 12 months that may start at any date in a year. The U.S. government's fiscal year starts on 1st October and ends on 30th September of that later year, so the whole year cycle. The government of India's fiscal year starts on 1st April and ends in 31st March. You have a year cycle. Small traditional businesses in India start the fiscal year on Diwali festival and end the day before the next year's Diwali festival. Okay, so it seems like they only count like just two countries here. This is just because, what is it? A lot of people really know a lot about the US and India in Wikipedia? Is it just to point out two examples? Is there a list of more? I do wonder if there's more of this. Yeah, because going through here, I just see that physical calendars. It's only this page and nothing else. Let me see if they actually have a physical page. Okay, yeah, they do, but it's more like a spreadsheet. Wow. But as you can see, United Kingdom. Ooh, so in the United States, they have federal, most states, and corporate or personal. So at least they separate things. United Kingdom is corporate, government, and personal. Which is actually different than the US. So it has to go with the idea that corporations are more like people, personal business in the United States versus the United Kingdom. Corporations are part of the government. And so on so forth. Japan, they have government, corporate, typical, and personal, along with, what is it? Canada, but it seems like, was it France, India, Hong Kong, they they don't have nothing listed. China, I mean, I guess China has a lot of things related to the government when it comes to budgeting, but it doesn't say here. So, yeah. But further ado, this is just, physical calendars. Accounting for accountants. Calendars for accountants. In accounting, in particular, accounting software, physical calendars such as a 4-4-5 calendar fixes each month at a specific number of weeks to facilitate comparisons from month to month and year to year. January always has exactly 4 weeks, Sunday through Saturday. February has 4 weeks, March has 5 weeks, etc. Note that the calendar will normally need to add a 53rd week to every 5th or 6th year, which might be added to December or might not be, depending on how the organization uses those dates. There exists an international standard way to do this, the ISO week. The ISO week starts on Monday and ends on Sunday. Week 1 is always the week that contains 4 January in the Gregorian calendar. The payment of the tax collector, also known as the village lawyer, by Peter Brahid the Younger. Formats. The term calendar applies not only to a given scheme of timekeeping, but also to a specific record or device displaying such a scheme. For example, an appointment book in the form of a pocket calendar or personal organizer. Oh no, I can't pronounce things right now. Shoot. Or personal organizer. Yeah, I can say organization, but I think organizer is just weird. It's a weird word. Desktop calendar, a wall calendar, etc. In the paper calendar, 1 or 2 sheets can show a single day, a week, a month, or a year. If a sheet is for a single day, it easily shows the date and the weekday. If a sheet is for multiple days, it shows a conversion table to convert from weekday to date and back with a special pointing device, or by crossing out past days. It may indicate the current date or weekday. This is the most common usage of the word. As you can see here, it's a good old timey-wimey picture of people just going through a calendar that shows the exact date. Just like, punching it in the grand old factory. Okay, in the US, Sunday is considered the first day of the week, and so it appears the far left, and the Saturday, the last day of the week, appearing on the far right. In Britain, the weekend may appear at the end of the week, so the first day is Monday and the last day is Sunday. The US calendar displays is also used in Britain. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so it does show that not many places do that, where, I mean, I don't do that at all. I really believe that the first week is a Monday and the last week is Sunday. Even though, vice versa, I could always remember, first day is Sunday and the last day is Saturday. But, that's not a work day, so it's like, maybe because the Sunday is the day where people who go to a Christian church think it's the most important day, so they should be number 1, therefore first day. Alright. It is common to display the Gregorian calendar in separate month grids of 7 columns from Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday, depending on which day is considered the start of the week. This varies according to the country, and 5 to 6 rows or rarely 4 rows when the month of February contains 28 days in common years, beginning on the first days of the week, with the day of the month numbered in each cell, beginning with 1. The 6th row is sometimes eliminated by marking 23 through 33 and 24/31st together as necessary. When working with weeks rather than months, a continuous format is sometimes more convenient, where no blank cells are inserted to ensure the first day of a new month begins on a fresh row. A calendar from the Petaluma and Santa Rosa Railroad. Okay. Sonoma County, California, United States. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty much doing on that. Oh, nasal voice. Software. Software? Softwares. Oh man, I'm really terrible at this. At least it's a good thing I'm just doing this in my own comfort. Software, 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 calendaring, ca, 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 calen, calen, calendaring software provides users with an electronic version of a calendar and may additionally provide a appointment book, address book, or contact list. Calendaring is a standard feature of many PDAs, EDAs, and smartphones. The software may be a local package designed for individual use, e.g., Lightning extension for Mozzarella or Mozilla, Thunderbird, Microsoft Outlook, without Exchange Server or Windows Calendar, or maybe a network package that allows for sharing information between users, e.g., Mozilla, Thunderbird, Windows Live Calendar, Google Calendar, or Microsoft Outlook with Exchange Server. Oh yeah, let me actually try to get things like try to emote a little bit more so I could feel like I am grabbing some attention. But I also got to balance with these camera, especially when it comes to projecting. Alrighty, so after going through this, we got the COSOs. List of calendars, Advent calendar, calendar reform, calendrical calculation, docket, court. So, okay, I already read through docket, and I still don't understand this, so let me actually look at this. Docket. A docket in the United States is an official summary of proceedings in a court of law in the United Kingdom in modern times and is a special document relating to the delivery of something. Okay, so it's referring to also the time when things get into a docket. You know, you have a lot of things that refer to here. Now, the history calendars. Now, that's interesting because something I was wondering when going through the Gregorian and Julian calendar. Julian, yeah, for Julius Caesar. But the Julian calendar is that, well, it's not the oldest calendar yet. There's probably a lot of other calendars, like probably the Assyrian calendar, because I'm actually curious how old it is. Was it part of the Assyrian uh, civilization? Did the society, when that existed, did? If so, that is a lot older than the Julian calendar. Well, yeah, what is it? There's there's the horology, list of international common standards, list of official observations by date, and real-time clock RTC, which underlines the calendar software on modern computers. Actually, I'm curious about that. Let's actually see how much they have here. Okay, actually I have a good sum. Let's see how much they have here, because I think it's not much. If so, it's not like I'm going to go through all of this, just partially, so I can understand. A real-time clock RTC is an electronic device. Sorry about that. I just feel like when I had to pronounce things, I tend to pronounce things in a bit of a dramatic way. But honestly, it's like, dude, it's just one simple word, like electronic. But seems like now Yeah, it seems like I'm pushing. I'm pushing myself. I'm gonna rest afterwards from this. Alrighty. Most often is a form of a integrated circuit that measures the passage of time, although the term often refers to devices in personal computers, servers, and embedded systems. RTCs are presented in almost any electronic device which needs to keep accurate time to date. You have the terminology when it comes to referring to this. Purpose, low power consumption frees the main systems for time critical tasks and sometimes more accurate than other methods. Now you have the power source, you have the timing, examples when it comes to the semi-circuit. Oh, they even have a clock. Look, picture. It's quite sweet. Radio-based RTCs, software-based RTCs. The following system is well known to embed system programs. So sometimes must construct RTCs. Okay, along with everything's just standardized. And historic RTCs. Some contemporary designs, such as the smaller IBM System 360s and PDP's 8s and Novas, used a real-time clock that was accurate, simple, and low cost. All the big threes. And yeah, they follow other things. So you also have other things like when it comes to the system time, well, the clock time, and time formatting and storage bugs. I'm curious, what is the difference between real-time clock and system time? Okay. System represents computer's system's notion of the passage of time. In a sense, time also includes the passing of days on the calendar. This is the Unix date command. As you know, as an example on this wiki page, system time. And yeah, it pretty much displays what is the time that's under specific clock, but it's not a universal time. Rather, it's one that is just programmed. Okay, other measurements, the history of things, all that stuff. So, add-on peripheral boards that include real-time clock chips with onboard battery backup were available for the IBM PC and XT and IBM NT for the first available PC that come equipped with daytime hardware built in the motherboard. Alright, and yeah, you got a lot more talks that talk about that, but that's not my main point because of looking at time. I want to refer this back to calendars because, you know, another way of measurement besides a date and the time of a calendar that's organized for religious, national, and standard purposes, you also have time itself and how people follow a specific time, which just gets a little bit tricky. I might cover this one day. Hell, maybe even when I finish the whole calendars pages and stuff. But this goes to show a lot of things about it. How time calendars is way measured. Now, the history of the calendars. The history of calendars, that is of people creating and using methods for keeping track of days and larger divisions of time, covers a practice with ancient roots. Archaeologists have constructed methods of timekeeping that go back in prehistoric times, at least as old as the Neolithic. The natural units. Actually, I think I got a good cadence for this nasally voice. The natural units for timekeeping used by most historical societies are the day, the solar year, and the lunation. Alright, the Sumerian calendar was the second earliest, followed by the Egyptian, Assyrian, and Alabite calendars. I think it's more hyphen. Okay, yeah. There were a lot of things. You have the etymology along with the prehistorical. Yeah, this seems like a lot to go through. Because when it comes to learning about what is before Julian calendar, I want to know. But there's next time. Furthermore, aloha.